day, people. It is Sunday, April the 20th, which is Easter Sunday. And coincidentally, it's also 420. I can't think of the last time Easter Sunday and 420 happened to take place on the same day, but I guess here we are. It's currently 4:40 p.m. and about 9 degrees Celsius. Feeling a bit cooler thanks to this pesky wind chill which refuses to go away. But I'm on Spadina Avenue, just near the corner of Harvard Street. We're looking south towards the CN Tower. We're on the edge of the University of Toronto campus. There's some popular restaurants serving the student population here on this part of Spadina. Let me see if I can zoom out. There we go. I knew I forgot to do something. But I'm going to make my way north up Spadina to Bloor. And then I'm going to take a long walk west along Bloor Street. I'm actually on my way to my sister's house. We're having dinner tonight there. She invited me. So I'm never one to refuse a free meal. And I haven't hung out with my sister and her family for a little while. And I might make a stop at Dufferin Grove Park, which is basically right across the street from where my sister lives. So I think there's some event taking place there today for 420. We don't really see that sort of thing much anymore since weed was legalized. It used to be a regular thing every year, though, on April 20th. So this might be a bit of a longer video. I'm still a fair distance away from Dufferin Grove. So lots of new apartments are going up here to serve the student population. Lots of new residence buildings and just market rentals. Definitely a chill in the air today. It was much warmer just yesterday and the day before. It was actual t-shirt weather. I could probably get away with walking around in my t-shirt without freezing to death, but it would be a tad chilly, I think. More shops here. Got some nice old homes on this part of Spadina. This is basically where Spadina Avenue ends at Bloor Street, and it becomes Spadina Road once you cross Bloor, heading north. Still the same street, of course.
A reservation?
And Spadina subway station is also just up ahead. So we'll be walking through the Annex neighborhood as we make our way west along Bloor. And there are several other neighborhoods beyond that we'll walk through, including Koreatown. There's the Jewish Community Center. Spadina Avenue at one time was the center of the Jewish community. Not anymore though, it's migrated onto Bathurst Street, mostly the northern end of Bathurst Street. Looking east towards the Mink Mile along Bloor. Pretty busy bike lane here today. This is one of the bike lanes that is proposed to be removed by the provincial government, but I have a feeling that might not happen. It seems like there's been a softening on the stance to remove those lanes in recent weeks. Some sort of compromise may be reached. It always seemed utterly ridiculous to me to tear these out just literally right after they were completed. And it is very busy today considering it's Easter Sunday. Things are normally closed in most places. Not sure what's taking this light so long to change. There we go. I noticed a bit earlier walking along Yonge Street, it was also pretty packed with people. Guess we'll see how many places are actually open here along Bloor through the Annex and the other neighborhoods. A lot of people just want to be out and about, I think. Having some family time. It is a nice sunny day, even if it is a bit chilly. Just a light jacket or a hoodie is really all you need. I just noticed over here at Gazal, did they relocate from their former location, which is up ahead on Bloor? Also a Burrito Banditos is there. Gazal is where you can get things like falafels or shawarma. Seems like lots of the restaurants are open. Bars, restaurants, coffee shops. And BMV is open, so looks like some retail is open for business today. I wonder if there's a special exemption on streets like Bloor as well for statutory holidays. I know Yonge Street is exempted, and stores and businesses are allowed to be open on downtown Yonge. Maybe it's the same thing here on this part of Bloor. Looks like the 420 zone is open on 420, which is also Easter Sunday. And you can see far up ahead there's a tall building under construction. That's basically where Dufferin Street is, and with the crane on top. So I can see my destination. It's further than it looks. Palace. Sometimes you want to pass slower moving people, but there's too many people coming in the other direction and you have to wait to make your move. Just like driving on the highway, the old-fashioned two-lane highway. Here's the Hot Dog Cinema. I think Gazal used to be here. Well, at least they reopened nearby. It's the Fancy Burger, open 24 hours for all your fancy needs. All right, here is Bathurst Street. So we're going to be moving from the Annex into Koreatown. This used to be Honest Ed's across the street. I think some new retail will eventually fill up those graffitied up spaces. That's part of that redevelopment. Doesn't look so good for the time being though. Alright, so Koreatown on 4/20/Easter Sunday. I personally don't celebrate either Easter or 4/20.
I'm having fun like this.
But it's fun to acknowledge them, especially when they coincide like this. And obviously a lot of people do enjoy both days. To me, Easter was just the day when I got lots of chocolate when I was a kid. And it's still mostly about chocolate, if I have to admit it, although I don't load up on it like I would do like when I was 10 years old.
Yes, yeah. Hello Kitty. No.
Check out some of Koreatown.
But I tried to like tell her.
Lots of tasty aromas as you walk through here. Although Korean isn't really one of my favorite cuisines. I much prefer Thai or Japanese, or even Chinese food, I think, over Korean. And that's just me. I think Indian is my favorite if we're including South Asia. Some pretty decent deals here. These places beat the big grocery store chains prices, for prices. But there is a big Korean grocery store if that's more your cup of tea right there. It's a former movie theater. Now it's a climbing gym, I think. They still put movie style posters on the old marquee sometimes with climbing themes. It fooled me one time and I thought it was actually for a movie, and I was like, oh, they're showing movies here again?
Western and you bet. Yeah, like vintage, like, yeah.
But they are not. It is busy here today. Looks like we're getting closer to our destination. Those buildings don't look quite as far away now. bike lane action.
Well, you know what else I really liked? How it was very soft. These are really good hairs or no? I missed my dad.
If you don't like getting bogged down in bunches of pedestrians on the sidewalk, then Toronto is not the place for you, because that's a pretty much guaranteed experience. Trying to get somewhere fast, you have to be prepared to do a lot of weaving through people, like a bit of an obstacle course. All right, we're heading out of Koreatown. I'm gonna walk past Christie Pitts Park. Got some live music over here. It's like a DJ. I'm just gonna hope that's nothing that might result in a copyright claim, but I guess I won't know until later. Maybe it's an original piece by an unknown artist. Those ones don't trigger any copyright claims.
I never do.
And the grass has finally turned green. It seemed to take a while for that to happen. Now the leaves just have to come out on the trees, although I guess no leaves will be coming out on this tree. Looks like a man waving his arms. I wonder if that was on purpose. Or more like an orangutan waving its arms. So we got a bit of a break in the development here as we pass the park. This is one of the more popular parks in the central city, close to downtown. Not as popular as Trinity Bellwoods, though. It's a park of a similar size, further south along Queen Street and Dundas. But this is a nice alternative to Trinity Bellwoods if it gets too busy, which it often does. All right, we're going to be coming through another long stretch of storefronts. Tons of bars and restaurants as well. Probably more so than storefronts. Old dude sitting there smoking a cigarette and hacking up a lung. I wonder if there's any correlation between those two activities. Not that coughing is an activity, but you know what I'm saying. All right, we're at Shaw Street. This is a busy cycling route also. This is the street where fellow walktuber Action Kid famously wiped out on his scooter when he was visiting Toronto. There's a indentation in the street right in the middle of the bike lane. And he fractured his foot. He's okay now. It took a while for that to heal though. I think he's currently in Vietnam. He's been there for quite some time actually. Maybe Johnny Strides will meet up with him somewhere because he's in Japan right now. All three of us have collabed together a couple of times. Sidewalks aren't as lively here as they were in the Annex or Koreatown. We're getting into the West End now, definitely not in the downtownish area anymore. This area is called Bloorcourt. But it's still a very lively area overall. The subway line runs all along here, line 2. Matter of fact, Ossington Station is just right around the corner here at Ossington Avenue. And the tall buildings up ahead of Dufferin is where Dufferin Station is. There's Ossington Station. I think that McDonald's is a bit infamous in the area. Some interesting characters can be found hanging out around there sometimes. I hear some live music up ahead. It's a saxophone. This corner is vacant, so he's found himself a spot. Do some busking. There's a backing track though, so I'll keep going. Normally live music isn't a problem, but backing tracks can trigger the algorithm.
camera guy. I have to tell Sweetie Pie.
So we can get a bit of shade here close to the building. Ambassador Tavern. Lots of sort of old school type places still hanging on here. Definitely has a rather ungentrified feel to it. Even more so further west once you pass Dufferin. I think that's where Bloorcourt becomes Bloordale. Nazareth Bar, African Palace, all kinds of interesting spaces along here. Of course, something better could have come along to fill up this old, what looks like it used to be a bank building. Here I am saying such a thing on 420. Blasphemy. Oh, this has sprung up. A sort of either a tall mid-rise or a short high-rise at the corner of Dovercourt.
When we have kids,
Yeah.
not when you have in the future.
And the fruit market, quite a few fruit markets really all along Bloor as you head west, all the way into Bloor West Village, which is a long ways off. Okay, there's a piano location here. It's a nice restaurant. There's a few locations around town. Paradise Theater. I think that one is actually still screening movies, unlike the rock climbing place we passed earlier. Then again, the Hot Docs Cinema is screening documentary movies, or hopefully it still is. It ran into some financial troubles and I think had to shut down for a while. I think it's reopened though. It was a very odd sound until they came out and I was like, oh, that's what that is.
They should. We'll check.
Look at that, those far off buildings are now literally just a few blocks ahead. This didn't take as long as I was thinking. I am walking pretty fast though. I've actually worked up a sweat.
Dinner.
Can't seem to help myself. I can't walk at a regular, comfortable pace for some reason. I always have to kick it into high gear. So we're Very close to my sister's house now. I'm actually going to pass her street by a couple blocks just to check out that 420 thing at Dufferin Grove Park. Another weed store there. There's so many. Every block has at least one or two. The 420 gatherings used to be a protest back before legalization, so I guess now it's just more of a celebration or recognition of the day. There's a public library branch. Very nice building. Okay. This corner has really changed. All right, at Dufferin Street.
He's like, no, it's not racist.
There's Dufferin subway station. On both sides. It's looking north. Hey, I know you.
Oh my god! Are you recording?
I'm recording, yeah. Hello, let's move over here. How you doing?
How are you? What are you doing here?
I'm going to my sister's for dinner.
Oh, great. Around Dufferin.
My sister lives literally right across from the park.
You should walk through the park. There's stuff going on.
I know, I was going to.
Oh, really?
That's why I was going to walk through the park, yeah.
We're going to the Taco Bell.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Can't beat the bell, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it's awesome to finally meet you,
Yes.
yeah. I don't know what to call you.
You can call me Jizz or you can call me Jazz.
Jizz or Jazz?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll go with Jazz when I talk to you in person. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's awesome, man. Wow.
Yes.
Eventually, see, it would happen, right? It had to happen, yeah. Right.
Well, have fun on your
All right.
stream, or
Thanks.
video, whatever.
Just a video, so you'll see yourself. Yeah. Nice.
Yes. Alrighty.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. Thanks. You too.
Bye.
Later. That's a viewer of the channel.
Girl, where
All right, south down Dufferin Street. It is massive here. I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here. I think it must be coming from the event at the park. There used to be a Taco Bell right here, actually. I used to go to this one quite often when I would be spending time in this area. And there is the Dufferin Mall. I did a video through there not too long ago. I've done several videos through there actually over the years. But my recent one was in the last few months, I think, in the winter sometime.
There's a KFC and then where?
All right, we're coming into the park.
Hi, Baltimore fans.
I'm not sure if I missed, the main busy time of the festivities or not. I think there's supposed to be live bands playing this evening, so it's going to be going on for quite a while longer, it seems.
Like not the big street, the other way. Yo, why am I sitting like that?
Just wow. I see there's still some tents in the park here. This has been ongoing for quite a long time. But this is a otherwise very popular neighborhood park. And my sister literally lives on the street you see over there. And I think we can see the CN Tower through the trees off in the distance.
Mark you flat. The guy's gonna cut in with his Mark will be in there too. I think if you reset to the middle, then you have the whole end zone to like look through. Yeah, and also bring it back a bit so it's not a short throw. Like if it's just like you and me, as like if I'm on offense and you're on D, and it's the only two guys to throw it. Even if you're much
Well, I'm just a couple of minutes away from my sister's house, so I'm going to start to wrap up the walk here in Dufferin Grove Park. The Easter Sunday / 420 walk. I hope you enjoyed. We started basically on the edge of the U of T campus on Spadina. Made our way north up to Bloor, and then a long straight shot west along Bloor to Dufferin Street, passing through the Annex, Koreatown, Bloorcourt. Didn't make it into Bloordale though. I'll save that for another time. So leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under KContinuum. So thanks for watching. And thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.